Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Dear Sadie and P. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Am I even recording? Imagine I'm not.
Can't do that again.
No, we're doing it. We're good.
Oh, announcement.
Oh, announcement.
I totally forgot last time. Okay, so I've been working on this documentary forever. If you guys remember when Sadie and I went to Texas, I had to go there to interview a bunch of people making this documentary. And if you are curious to know what it is about, channelingericdoc.com. You get all the information. You can watch the trailer. It's a donation page, so if you feel like you want to contribute even $5, whatever, it's gonna add to the bucket. The goal is $20,000 to reach $20,000 because I need to pay professional people to complete the illustrations, for the sound mixing, for composing the music, and legal fees, all these things. Okay, so I need some support from everyone who is interested in this topic and wants to see this documentary come to light of the day. Come to light. So, so go and check it out, channelingericdoc.com.
Don't worry, I'll put it here and in the description and everything.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that.
Do you want to read it or should I?
You do.
Dear Sadie and P. So first of all, I've been watching you guys since minimum of 7 to 8 years. Back when in school, I fell for my biology teacher, which obviously wouldn't have worked out anyway. So fast forward to COVID, I downloaded a dating app for the gays. I was 18. I met a woman who was 40, who was also Indian. I'm Indian, by the way. And I found her super hot. We clicked really well, but she seemed very flirtatious and super out there sexually. One day she sent my mom a text and a friend request on Facebook where we always chatted, so I got scared that she might hit on my mom or tell her about us flirting and shit, so I blocked her. 4 years later, still I couldn't forget her, so I sent her a friend request after my toxic long-term relationship ended, and she quickly replied. So she always kind of talked sexually. And I was super attracted. So I just go along with whatever she's in the mood for. Either it be a hot/flirtatious talk or something serious. She's from India but resides in Miami, is married, openly gay, has nothing but her and her husband anymore. We have a really great connection, and after my past with my biology teacher, where I almost got emotionally played, I felt like older women mostly want sex. Nothing else. But after talking for a few weeks, she texted me if she could ask me something. So I said yeah, and thought it would probably be something flirty. But she asked me if we could date. And I literally jumped for an hour and sat for 2 more hours just reading her text if it was real. I mean, I've had a crush on her since forever, but I never thought that dating an older woman could ever be possible as an Indian. To be honest, she's literally a MILF and a dream for me. I love older women, so after she texted me that, in the confusion, my stupid ass asked her if she's polyamorous, as I didn't know till that moment if she and her husband are not close anymore. But when I honestly asked her to answer if we would date, what would she want to be, and she said she'd want to be monogamous. And I was jumping again because I never expected it. But I kept my calm and asked her if I could get to know her better first. She agreed. Moving forward, we text very moderately. I don't know, I still kind of don't know if she really likes me or is playing me. It feels kind of real, and she compliments me a lot too. I manifested a hot woman, but now that I have her, it's like a fantasy come true. I feel like as a 21-year-old dentistry student, I can't handle a successful hot woman like her. I don't want to be a kid. I like taking care of my partner, and if that ever happens, I don't want to look like a kid when I meet her. I'm kind of intimidated. I know she's also a normal human being, and age is just a factor, but still there's a huge difference between older women and any other aged men and women, as the maturity, confidence, and emotional intelligence shows. And I love that, but I'm still a little scared inside. What to do? Maybe some advice?
So wait a second. So they never met in person?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So it's all through this app that they met?
And online on Facebook, I guess.
Online on Facebook, I see. I mean, I feel like the first first and foremost, you need to meet her in person and, and start interacting with her, like, because it can be totally different, when you meet someone in person, because you might have this idea in your head which doesn't really correspond to the truth. So I don't know how open your exchange is, and if you ever also did some video. What do you think?
It feels like they did. Like, I'm just gonna assume that
Okay.
they've like either talked on the phone or video chat, because that's how like online stuff works these days. You meet and you interact like it's a normal relationship. But about whether she's playing you or not, or like it's just a sexual thing, I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that all women are all of them into sex so much, that would be a misconception, I think.
Yeah, like you, for example.
Exactly, I would be totally turned off by a person who is overly sexual, I think, because it's just too much energy. It's not because of the sex. I'm not, pure or anything like that. It's mostly because it's just sexual energy is powerful. Like, it's really forward. Like, it's very forward. You know what I mean? And it can crush you. And for a person like me who is an escapist, as soon as there is a huge amount of energy coming towards me, I would be turned off. But that's me.
Are you speaking from personal experience? Because I remember something along these lines.
It's yeah. For personal experience, I know myself. Like, it doesn't have to be necessarily sexual, but also like any kind of energy. And sexual energy can be very powerful, as I said before. Just I like meeting in the middle, basically.
Yeah.
But you are turned on by this energy, so you can take it, evidently. And so what to do next, she's asking. It's because she doesn't know. The only way is really to start a real relationship with this person, to clarify, to clear the air out and see exactly what it's all about. What do you say?
I mean, yeah, like, I never had this kind of experience with you. Like, even though you're older, there wasn't anything like super sexual when we were first getting to know each other. So that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about that, because you are younger. She knows you're younger. She's married. If she's approaching you super sexually, I don't know, it sounds a little bit fishy to me, like, not gonna lie. It sounds like she might be maybe wanting to use you a little bit, or maybe she says monogamy, but then she's not gonna leave her husband, and then what? If you get too emotionally invested and she's not going to leave her husband for you, like, then what? Maybe she's just a bored housewife who's like playing these sexual games online with young people. You never know.
We're just doing the devil's advocate here, so we don't want to put any bug in your ear, but at the same time, it's almost like telling you, just don't get too emotionally invested in something that has so many question marks. Yeah, exactly.
But as for like being intimidated because they're older and you want to be able to provide, I don't know. If the connection is genuine, it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read the second one, because we also received another letter. Do you want to read this one?
No.
Okay. Dear Sadie and P, I hope you're well. Before I get into my story, I just wanted to thank you for everything you do. I've been watching your videos for several years now, and the wisdom and authenticity with which you do these videos just bring me so much comfort. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you know how many people you're reaching and helping. So here's my story. I'm a 27-year-old lesbian. I've been out for quite some time now, and I've also been in one long-term relationship before. I study singing at university, and about a year and a half ago, I started developing a crush on one of my professors. She was 50 at the time, and I already knew that she was in a relationship with another woman, who was also quite a bit younger than her. I had a lot of individual classes with her where it was just the two of us, and I would often stay around her after class to chat. The day we were supposed to have our final class, she got ill and had to cancel class. So I wrote her an email telling her to get well soon, wishing her a nice summer break. Just a few minutes later, I received a reply. She told me that I had grown on her, and that she found it sad to think we wouldn't see each other again. She half-jokingly suggested a walk together, which I accepted. We went on that walk a week later in July, and after that walk, we quickly grew closer and closer. We started texting each other practically every day and would meet up at least once a week for picnics, walks, or night at the cinema. When winter came, we started meeting up at my place instead. We would spend hours and hours, sometimes even a whole day, just sitting on my sofa and alternating between laughing fits and the most intimate confessions. And she would often stay until midnight. It was during that winter that I realized this wasn't like my other crushes. This wasn't just a naive infatuation from a distance. The closer we got, the more I got to know all of her, including her flaws. The more certain I became I was falling head over heels in love with her. I found her incredibly beautiful, but I also felt deeply drawn to who she was as a person. We just get each other. We were so similar and yet so complementary, always filling each other's cup without ever emptying it. I just felt this certainty deep down that together we could build a life that would be pure magic. After that winter, we grew even more close. Whenever her girlfriend was out of town for work, we would spend whole weekends together. Wait, she has a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Did we know that before?
Yeah, she said that.
Oh, shit.
Wait, not the one who's writing, the professor.
Yeah, the professor.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she knew that she was with a girl.
Okay, I'll just read that again. Okay. After
Focus.
that... sorry. After that winter, we grew even more close. Whenever her girlfriend was out of town for work, we would spend whole weekends together, sharing the same bed, falling asleep in each other's arms while watching a movie, holding hands. She met my parents once and spent the night in my childhood bed with me. And we even took a night train to Rome once to spend the weekend there.
Whoa.
That's so crazy.
Honeymoon.
Yeah. Now that I'm typing all of this, I realize how clearly romantic this all sounds. But here's the thing. Even after a whole year of this incredible closeness, nothing has ever happened between us. Nothing explicit, anyway. We never kissed. There were never any clear confessions of love. She would always tell me how much she appreciated me and our friendship, and that I was incredibly important to her. So if she does have feelings for me, she never, ever explicitly admitted it to me. Neither did I, as she is still with her girlfriend, and they both still seem very in love with each other. I've met her girlfriend a couple of times, and I know that she isn't hiding our friendship from her. Sometimes they even talk on the phone while she's with me. I also know for a fact that they very much consider themselves monogamous, and so do I. So this leads me to today. Nothing has changed, and everything about this just seems so absurd and confusing to me. When we're together, we act like we're in a relationship. I have some female friends who I'm really close with, even physically, and yet with her, it just feels different. The way we're constantly bantering, complimenting each other, the extended eye contact that always ends in an embarrassed smile, or how we're always trying to find little excuses to touch each other. I'm not an expert, but this is definitely flirting. I just feel magnetized in her presence, and sometimes I'm convinced she feels it too. But then there are other times where I genuinely wonder if I'm just imagining things. If she just sees me as a really close friend and likes the comfort that I bring her. If she just uses my company so she feels less lonely when her girlfriend isn't around. Or if she's aware of my feelings for her and just enjoys feeling like the object of my desire. Other times I wonder if I've not made it explicit enough on my side. I wonder if she feels the same, but just like me is too scared to risk it all and make a move. There was only one time a couple of months ago where she broke this invisible rule of not talking about the elephant in the room. We were sitting on my bed and talking about friendships in general, and all of a sudden she told me that sometimes she found it difficult to make out the borders between friendship and love. And then referred to the two of us. She said that in some way what she felt for me was more than just friendship, that it was a mix of everything, and that if she wasn't in a relationship, I would have been someone who would have interested her a lot. I didn't know how to reply to that straight away, so she became embarrassed and said something along the lines of, but I wouldn't be so naive as to believe that you felt the same way. And then we changed the subject.
What did she say? I wouldn't
be so naive as to believe that you felt the same way. And then we changed the subject.
So she's not sure that she feels the same way.
Yeah. I still think about this moment a lot and often wonder if this was her way of telling me that she too felt something for me. But the thing is, I was more hurt than touched by her words. Why would you tell someone that you could imagine dating them if you weren't in a relationship? It's such a strange thing to say. Is it a confession of love because you're only in the hypothetical? But you either love someone or you don't, regardless of the circumstances. I know this sounds like she was waiting for me to make the first move, but I often wonder if this was just her way of trying to make me feel better. Because saying I could imagine falling in love with you if the circumstances were different is less painful to hear than I'm just not in love with you. Anyways, I just don't know what to do anymore. The idea of cutting her out of my life feels absolutely unbearable, but I also know I can't live like this much longer. It physically hurts just to look at her because every part of me just wants to kiss her, wrap her in my arms, and build a life with her. Even if I know this would create a lot of chaos, with our age gap and her already being in a relationship. I feel so stuck because I absolutely cannot imagine falling in love with anyone else as long as she's in my life. Sometimes I just want to risk it all and tell her everything. But I'm so scared of losing her completely because something deep down inside me tells me that if she felt the same way, she would have already done something by now. That even though I would give up absolutely everything to make her happy, it will never be enough. And I know this dynamic isn't healthy. I guess all of this leads me to one simple question. How do I find out how she really feels? And if it really does turn out to be one-sided, how do I untangle myself from a love that has taken possession of me so completely?
Wow.
Any
You
thoughts?
want to go first?
No, you go first.
So, different theories come up, like in my head about this situation. One is that, it's possible to be in love with different people. It is possible. And clearly she has an amazing relationship with her own girlfriend, but she has feelings for you. How can you not? Talking, she even introduced you to her parents, talking for such long hours and spending so much time together, clicking. This is not your imagination. This is actually the connection is there. It's real. So the thing is that how complicated it is, especially nowadays, society, to have a relationship with more than one person. It's super complicated, especially like you said that you are monogamous, and that is already a limit, because if you declare yourself as a monogamist and she, let's say, confesses her love to you, what does that mean? That she has to break up with her girlfriend? Maybe she doesn't want that, but she has to because you wouldn't want to share her with another person.
Or would you?
Exactly.
Polyamory, right?
Yeah.
It's an interesting subject. It's not very common nowadays, but in a situation like this, it could actually add to your lives instead of take away.
Yes.
She probably wants to experience this closeness with you as well. So imagine if it could be the three of you.
Exactly. It's a possibility.
You're definitely not imagining it. I think she does have feelings for you. That was her way of confessing it.
Yeah.
Maybe she was waiting for you to confirm that you also feel that way, which you definitely should make more clear, because I think she's confused.
Exactly. The same, you are confused, she's also confused.
Yes. Just put it all out in the open. Tell her exactly how you feel, because like you said, you can't move on until this is somehow resolved.
Exactly. Would you rather tell her the truth and risking it to lose her, that's your fear, or go ahead your entire life without knowing? Okay, so just weigh these two options and pick one. So it's definitive. You don't have to jump back and forth from one option to the other, possible, potentially. It makes your life hell pretty much when we are stuck in a conflictual inner conflict. It's hell. It's pretty much hell. It's the definition of hell. It's inner conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if she is ready to, let's say, leave her relationship for you, then you need to give her all the information so she can make that decision.
Right.
Because if she's kind of in the unknown, like, she's not gonna have the courage to leave something like so comfortable and so close for nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to make it so clear how you feel about her, like so clear, even if it makes you vulnerable.
Right.
That's my biggest advice.
When did she send this?
January?
Middle
Middle of
recent.
January? Yes, recent.
Awesome. Okay. So, wondering if anything else happened in the meantime ever since she sent us the letter. But if you want to give us an update, as usual, we would love to hear.
This is such a crazy subject because we've talked about like polyamory a lot on this channel,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I think it's because like deep down inside me, I know that if I was to find another person that I want to be with, but I also don't want to leave you.
Yeah.
Like it would be a very real possibility for me.
Yeah, it's same. Absolutely same.
Because connection is connection. Like, I don't want to lose the connection I have with you. Whether it's romantic or not, whether it's sexual or not, it's still like connection. It's intimate, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't come easy. It takes like years to build that kind of closeness.
I don't agree exactly on this last sentence. I think connection is always there. The first time you meet a person, either it's there or it's not there. You discover it by, seeing this person. What takes years is to open up to the other person more and more and more.
Yeah, I said intimacy.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you so much for all your comments. As usual, we love you very much. This is an amazing community.
Oh yeah, speaking of community, if you want to like talk to each other or sometimes even maybe talk to me, join the Discord server. The link is in the description. It's free. You can just join. It's like a Facebook group, but on Discord. And I'm planning to do a couple of live streams where I actually talk to people from the server. So if you would like to like voice chat with me, just turn on like my YouTube notifications so you know when I go live, and join the Discord. Okay.
Awesome.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Smack.